right? So for those that are just starting to realize that there's a trigger and they're already like halfway through it in that response or in that reaction, right? The first thing that we want to do is just be aware of it. And we have to understand that you can be in the middle of responding and stop yourself and say, oh, you know what? That's actually bringing something up, or that's triggering me, or you know what, I'm uncomfortable continuing this conversation. I'm going to say something I don't mean to. How about we reconvene? We don't seem to understand that we have that ability to do that even in the middle of a conversation. And that gets a lot of people stuck. The other part is if you do react and then afterwards you realize, oh crap, I wish I wouldn't have said this. I wish I wouldn't have done that. If I had done this differently, okay, that's fine, right? And my process is go through the motions, feel all the feelings, but then let go of it. Like you were saying, right? I also realized once I went through the guilt and everything, there's nothing I could have done differently, right? And when you get to the point of being able to accept that, then you can either move on and know that next time you know you want to handle it differently, or you can even choose to reapproach that situation, depending on the context, depending on the person, and say, hey, I realized that the conversation we were having was more of a reaction from me. And I apologize for that. I don't think that I handled it correctly, right? We have the ability to be able to do that. And that's not necessarily needed in every situation. You do have to figure out what works for you, and you do have to gauge what works for the other person. If you're in a container or in a conversation with someone that's also very defensive, right? It may be harder to do that. So maybe the best thing for you to do is know that the next time you're going to be more mindful of that situation before you react. You're going to take a deep breath before you respond and you move on to the next situation. Or it's a situation where you know that you can readdress it and kind of push yourself to the edge of your limit and start dealing with those pieces so that you become more aware of it. You